Hey, my name is Justin Case, and it is a cold day here in Colorado. I am freezing my butt off outside, but I had to come out because I wanted to make sure you saw my WeatherXM system set up here. So as you can see, I hooked it onto like an 8-foot pole, tried to get it up as high as possible. I'm about 20, 30 feet from the house, 20, 30 feet from the neighbor's house, basically open space all around it, which is what they prefer. Now, if you can't get it on top of your roof, I say do it like this in the back of your house. But even then, I've had a lot of problems since I've gotten this system. Now, just because of the time when I ordered it, I believe this was right in the beginning of the year of 2024, like in January, I ordered what was available. And what was available was the older Wi-Fi system. So, that means that you're going to have something that looks like this connected inside your house. It's going to be connected to this little GPS thing right here, and it's going to have a little antenna sticking out of it. And the thing that I've had a problem with is this thing. You're going to see those little icons right there. Maybe you can't, maybe they're out of focus, but that little icon right there that shows the chains that said it is connected to that thing up there, they would go yellow. Sometimes they would go red. It would get disconnected a lot. So I never had a good 100% signal all the time, which lowered my rewards. And I tried to fix that a couple weeks ago, still wasn't working, moved it around the house, tried to get to some different locations. And here's what I found out first of all. See this antenna? This lovely little antenna here? It does nothing. It is useless. The reason is because it is not even built inside. It is disconnected. I had to go in and unscrew these screws in the back, rip this part open, find out that there is the connection there. It's just taped out of the way. So I had to pull off the connection that's currently to the plastic sheeting on the outside. That's what it's using to make the connection, and hook it up to the antenna. Now, since I'm back to almost 100% signal during the day, which means I'll be getting somewhere between 99 to 100% rewards, but it's ridiculous. I mean, why did I have an antenna? Why don't they put that in the directions or instructions? Or why don't they just give us the antenna and give us this and say you have to use it? I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, I'm going to go inside right now because it is cold, and I will talk to you more about WeatherXM. Okay, I am home. It's nice and warm now, so let's talk about WeatherXM. So, yeah, I had some connection issues, obviously. Had to go in the device, get it fixed. Very frustrating, but now I'm back up to 99%. I'm very happy. If you look at my miners, and I'll put a link in the description, you can see that I make about $1.40 a day, which is not bad. It's not a lot, but, it's fairly consistent, provided the system works properly. And that was the biggest issue for me. The system wasn't working properly. But I've got that fixed now, so let's talk about it. Now, mine is Dizzy Russet Hailstone here. And the big thing I was mentioning was the data quality, which if you go into it, you can see the quality score was 99% now, but it's been bad before. And if I go in, I can look at what the issues are. It says location is good, cell ranking is good, data quality is good now. But if I were to go back and look in rewards, you could see here that in Friday and Saturday, it went down by, well, half it shows. But if I were to go in that timeline, you can see that my base rewards are normally around, let's say if we look at the top right now, which is good, around 2.18. I'm just going to say 2.2. But on those particular days, it went down to 0.99 and 0.94. So, yeah, it went down more than half. And that's not good. That affects everything for me. That affects my boosted rewards as well. So I had to make that fix. And if you're having problems like that, maybe you should check your antenna. Make sure internally you've maximized the options to make sure it connects to your system. Now, this is only an issue with Wi-Fi. There are other options out there, like I said. And if you may be wondering right now, I have it with boosted rewards. I get these extra boosts, which means you're not going to necessarily even see my dollar for it, $1.40. You might just get $1 a day, but dollar a day, yeah, it's going to take a year for you to get your money back, but then you just start earning. Everything is gravy, right? So I'm going to go back here for a second, and I like to look at other systems around me just to make sure that mine is actually working. I had an issue once where the temperature said it was 50 degrees and everyone else said it was 30 degrees. So I like to look around, but you can see even in the app, you can go in and take a look at your area and see where stations are set up. And I was just thinking it would be nice. There's so many open places to have stations still. Maybe there are near you. If there's open land around you, maybe buy a couple stations, mount them somewhere in the woods, where there's open space enough that it gets sunlight. Because the system actually, for the batteries that are inside there, it does really good with the amount of sunlight that mine gets on a regular basis. I believe it sends a signal out every about 15 seconds, and I say that because there's this little red light that blinks underneath that tells me that a signal was sent out. So that's what I think happens. And apparently, just even in the wintertime, you get enough sunlight on that thing and it's going to provide a charge enough for it to run. So I have a lot of open space around me. I happen to be near the Rocky Flats National Wildlife Refuge, and sure, it's a little bit radioactive if you're not careful, but I could go in there and put maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7. After a year, it'll pay themselves back, and then everything after that is gravy. So just something to think about that you could be doing. One thing to consider in all of these systems: you can have as many systems as you want, but the whole process requires you connect your system or your app to your own wallet. So like right now it says I have earned 655.07 of the WXM token, but I've only claimed 622.49. So if I want to claim the allocated rewards of 32.58, I got to click on claim, and it's got to connect to my wallet, and then it'll send it over. No charges, no anything. It's really nice. It's on the Arbitrum One network. Don't really love that network, but it works. So just something to consider. You do have to go through the process of actually claiming each time, but yeah, why not? Okay. So the different devices you can get. So you can buy them from WeatherXM directly, and you can use my code just in case to get a little bit of a discount. Or you can go to a place like Helium Deploy and again use just in case to get a 10% discount. The 3 types that they have are the Helium LoRa WAN, the Wi-Fi one, and then the 4G LTE. Honestly, I don't know why you'd need to go 4G LTE, but it's $900. I don't think you're going to see any money for 2 years, so maybe it's not worth it. But if we go to the other two, so I have the Wi-Fi one, and if you're going to do it near your house, that's not so bad. Even if you're 100, 150 feet away, it should be fine. I say, but I've had antenna issues. So when I originally I bought the Wi-Fi one because it was available and was going to be shipped right away. But I really wanted the Helium one because the Helium one is doesn't need to connect to Wi-Fi or anything else. It basically uses the LoRa network. So as long as you know there is some sort of helium antenna somewhere close by to get a signal, should be fine. I have one in my house, so I know that most of this area around me is good to put one of these. And that's why I wanted to do it. But I didn't do it because there weren't any available at the time. So I would consider it. The one thing that I have to say about this is Yes, it's definitely an autonomous weather station, like it says, but there have been issues in the last couple of weeks. Helium changed its authentication methods or something, and so it wasn't sending the rewards properly. Anyway, yeah, WeatherXM knew about it, they got it fixed, and now it's all good. But it's just something to consider. That said, these are in stock. You can get them fairly quickly. They're in stock both here on WeatherXM and in Helium Deploy, so just something to consider. Now, admittedly, like I said, you're probably looking at like $1 a day. So 364 days in a year. That's basically $364. So, like I said, you probably won't see that $400 back for a while. I guess, okay, over a year. I said a year before, but we're probably looking at like 13 months. But, that said, after that, if you bought a bunch of them, could be worth your while, especially when I say what I say. Let's consider 10% off, or if you want to do a mass amount, like it says, get 10% discount if you buy 10 to 50 stations. So just something to think about. All right, well, hey, thank you for watching. My name is Justin Case. Please do like and subscribe if you want more content like this. And my family is loud.